What you guys, got another video here for you on some of the recovery options that you can use in Windows 10 if you're having problems with your PC. The following things you can try if you have some of these enabled on Windows 10 and recover your PC back to a working state. So the first off, let's go to Start and Settings and go into Update and Security. Inside here, you're going to be looking for View Update History. Now, what this is going to do is if your PC is having an issue after you've recently installed a Windows update, you'll need to go here to uninstall that update. You want to go to Uninstall Updates, and you will be able to remove the update that's causing the issue. Now, you can normally tell which update it is by looking at the installed on. So if you've just installed this update and you're having problems after installing it, then all you need to do is highlight this and uninstall it by clicking on uninstall. Now, some of them won't uninstall, but the ones that are uninstallable will uninstall that whole pack that you've just downloaded. So just go ahead and click on the offending update and uninstall it. It's that simple. And then pause your updates for 7 days, and hopefully that will rectify the problem, because Microsoft would have picked up on it and they would know that there's a problem with that update. So that is the first recovery option, which is removing offending updates that you may have downloaded, which is causing your PC to have some sort of issue. Now, the next recovery option is if your PC isn't working very well and it's been doing this for some time. If you've been suffering with a problem with your PC and you want to reset it, then I'm going to show you how to do it. So go to Start and Settings and then Update and Security again. And inside here, we're going to go to Recovery this time. Click on Recovery and look for Reset This PC. Click on Get Started. Now, this is if your PC isn't working very well and you need to reset it. This will give you the Reset PC option. It says choose an option, remove everything. This will basically remove all of your personal files, apps and settings and completely reinstall Windows. If you want to keep your files, click on Keep Your Files. This will remove apps and settings, but keep your personal data. Click on this, and now you'll have two options for local reinstall, or you can use the cloud download. So click cloud download and reinstall Windows, and now you'll have some options available to you here. This is going to download and reinstall Windows. You can change some settings here. Basically, the cloud download will take about 4 gigs, so you have to have internet access to do this. Once you've done this, click Next. This will get a few things ready, and it will basically move on to the next step for you. So once this starts to populate, it will give you an option to see what's going to happen once we reset the PC. Reset the PC will change the settings back to their defaults, keep your personal files, download and reinstall Windows, and remove all apps and programs from the computer. Note this will take a while and your PC will restart. Cloud download is about 3.3 gigabytes of data to download. Once you click on this, list all the apps that will be removed. These will be removed from your PC. So basically, what I'd advise you to do is back up your data before you use Reset PC, just in case something goes wrong. It's always best to have backups of your data if you're going to do something like that. So next up, we've got your PC won't start and you haven't created a recovery drive, and resetting your PC didn't work. You can use the installation media to reinstall Windows 10. This is how you do it. You need to go over to Microsoft's website and you'll see here a download tool now. Click on the download tool now. This will download the media creation tool. Once you see that, we can click on this one, and this will open up the media creation tool here. And what we're going to do is we're basically going to use the installation media to reinstall Windows. So once you go through all of this, you're just basically downloading the media. That's what you need to do here. So I've got the media downloaded and you can see it's on here. So I'm going to right click and mount this on the drive, and now click on setup.exe. You can see this is the CD-ROM drive here, but this is the file. I can mount this ISO file and basically open up this. It will say install Windows 10. And from here, we can start to install Windows 10. You can see change how Windows setup downloads and updates. Also, if you want to help make installation of Windows better, you can leave that tick in and click Next. Once you do this, it will get a few things ready, check for some updates, and then you will see this next box popping up, which is going to allow you to change what you want to keep. So just let it do its thing. It's going to restart the Windows 10 setup a few times, so just let it do that, and then all of a sudden it will get to the box that we need to go through the process of installing Windows. It's going to check the PC, get a few more things ready, and then it's going to basically give us the option to change what we want to keep. So accept their terms and conditions, and now you will see this here. It says nothing here, which means it's going to reinstall Windows on this system without keeping any of the data. And the reason for this is because this is a preview insider installation, which means I won't be able to go and keep my personal files or apps, or keep my personal files only. If you're doing this for yourself, you will hopefully have those two options available. But in this case, I haven't. But if you were doing this, you would have all three options, which is keep your personal files and apps, keep your personal files only, or nothing. And basically, you can choose whatever you want to do and go next and go through the installation process and get that installation up and running on your system. And hopefully this will rectify the problem. Okay, so this next one is your PC won't start and you've already created a recovery drive, but I will show you how to create a recovery drive just in case you haven't. So go to the Microsoft website and download the media creation tool, and then you can open this media creation tool and go yes to the user account control here. You will need a flash drive with the Windows 10 already installed on it. If you haven't got that, I'll show you how to basically create this. So it's going to say get a few things ready for you, and then once that's done, its little test, it will move on to the next stage. It does this a couple of times, so be patient. It does take a bit of time. Accept their terms and conditions, and then you'll see get things ready again. So just let that do its thing. And basically you need about an 8 GB flash drive here to create a bootable USB flash drive with Windows on it to reinstall the version of Windows that you're running. So you can see here, upgrade this PC. We want to say create an installation media, USB flash drive, CD or ISO. Click on this one, then click on next. And now you can see here, use this recommended options for this PC. If you want to install this on other versions of PCs, then take that tick out, and this will allow you to make changes to the language, also the edition and the architecture. It's very simple. So edition is Windows 10, and also the architecture is 64-bit. If you're using 32-bit or you want to do both, you can do. Now make sure you've got an 8 GB flash drive installed in the PC, and basically click on next, and this will then create that bootable USB flash drive. So let's go next here. Select your USB flash drive from the list, and you can now click next. And you can see my one's in there as well. So I'm just going to select this one and click next. And this will then download the Windows 10 ISO and then install it onto that USB flash drive. Let me go next here, and you'll see it change to downloading Windows 10. There you go. And that's going to go onto the USB flash drive and get it all ready. I'm not going to show you the whole process. Just sit back and let that create the bootable USB flash drive. Then restart your PC and boot to that USB flash drive. You may need to go into the BIOS to change the boot order, and that's normally F2 or the delete key. That will get you into the BIOS. Yours may look slightly different to this, but basically select your bootable USB flash drive to boot first. And this will then start to boot to that USB flash drive, just what you're seeing here. Now, if you want to repair the PC, you can do. So we're going to go next here. This will also install Windows from this version as well by clicking install now. But first off, try the repair your computer. Inside here, you can go to troubleshoot, and you've now got options to start up repair, to try and repair the startup. You've also got some other options available, which is your command prompt, which is very useful for using Regback if you've got that set up. Also, uninstall updates. If you've updated your Windows 10, it's now not working, you can uninstall them from here as well. You've also got system recovery image and system restore, but if you don't have a system restore enabled, you won't be able to recover from that. But if you have, you can go to this location here and it will recover. By default, system restore is turned off. So if you want to turn that on, that will give you the recovery option, just like you're seeing here. But on this case, it's turned off and you won't be able to recover via system restore. Okay, so let's move on to another option which you will have, which is basically you want to reinstall your previous operating system. This is a common thing I see with people. They've updated to a certain version of Windows 10 and they don't like it and they want to go back. Microsoft allow you to go back to a previous version which you had before up to 10 days. So you can extend that, but go to the Start button and Settings, and inside Update and Security, if you go to Recovery, you'll see an option here which says go back to a previous version of Windows 10. You will have 10 days to roll this back unless you extend it. I've made a video showing you how to extend this option, but if you don't have enough time, it will say we are sorry, but you can't go back. That means you won't be able to go back, and the only way you'll be able to go back is if you had the ISO file for that previous version. Microsoft don't make it easy for you to get hold of those versions, or especially the older versions of Windows. So there is a way around it, and I'll probably make a video showing you how to do that. But you would then have to reinstall Windows to that older version if that's what you want to do. Okay, so next up, let's just open up System Restore here. And let me just quickly show you how to enable System Restore. So in the future, you'll be able to roll back to a System Restore point. So you can see here, by System Restore, click on System Restore by creating a System Restore point, and you will see that by default it's turned off. If you want to enable this feature, you will be able to configure this and turn it on. So click on Configure, and this will allow you to configure your System Restore point. Now, some people don't want to use System Restore point, haven't had much success with it, but it's entirely up to you whether you want to. If you do, this is how you do it. Just click on Configure, drag up the slider for the maximum usage for disk storage, and turn on this System Restore protection. And basically click OK, and you should be good to go here. Once you've done that, you can create your System Restore point, call it whatever you like. I would advise you putting in a date there or something like that, something called backup and a date, and then click Create, and this will create a System Restore point. It's always nice to have that little safety net, and I like to have a bunch of different safety nets to go back to just in case you run out of options. It's always good to have more than one option available to you. So that's now done, and that's basically how you enable System Restore. Let's move on to another option which I wanted to talk about here, which was Regback. That was another feature that Microsoft basically ditched, and it can be quite useful to getting your system back up and running. Inside the C root directory, then Windows, and then go down to System 32 here. Inside here, go to Config, and you'll see a folder in here called Regback. Basically, it used to make a backup of all your registry files, and it used to basically keep them updated so you can always have a Regback to roll back to. This is your files here, your system, your software, your security, your SAM, and your default. You've got a bunch of files here which you can use to copy back from that Regback folder into that main area. These are your working registry directories here, and if they get corrupted, you can use your Regback ones to put them back in here. Now you can see there is ones inside here, and that's because I've enabled that feature. I've made video on that for you before to show you how to do that, but I'll make it in this video just so you know exactly how to do it, so it's ready for the future, just in case you want to roll back and use in Regback. So you can see by default it's empty, and let me show you how to quickly set this up. So go down to your search and type in here regedit. Now, of course, this is going to be no good to you if you've already got a problem and you don't have a registry backup in Regbackup. It's not going to help you, but it's going to be good for the future. Inside here, you need to go to this path here, which I've got on the screen. So you want to go to HKey local machine, system, and then once you're in system, go current control set, and then pull this down, and then into control, drop that down again. I'm just going to open this up here so you can see. And what we need to do here is come down. So I'm going to come all the way down here till you see Session Manager. And that's where we're going to use that drop down there. Okay, so once we're in here, go to Configuration Manager. And from there, we want to go to the right-hand pane. So over on the right-hand pane here, we're going to create a new D word value. This is going to be called enable periodic backup. And we're going to set that value to 1. It has to be 32-bit value, even if you're on a 64-bit operating system. Just create a new dword 32-bit value and call it enable periodic backup. There we go. Just like that. And then all we need to do here is double click on this here and give it a value of 1. Once we've done that, that means we've got that now turned back on. Can't understand why they turned that off. It's quite a useful little feature, especially for technicians, and I've now got that re-enabled. Okay, so let's close that off, and we can now finish off the rest of this. So let me go here and restart the system. Just need to restart the system just so it populates. It's going to reboot quickly, and once we get this back up, we can finish off what we need to do here. Now we do need to go to Task Scheduler as well and do something in there. So let's go into the search box again. And what I'm going to do here is type in here Task Scheduler. You shouldn't put task in here. You will see Task Scheduler there. So once that opens up, we'll be able to click on the Task Schedule library, click on there, and this will allow us to try to find what we need here. So just drop that down, go to Microsoft here. So once we get inside Microsoft, pull that down again. Then we're going to go to Windows here, pull that down again. Just let me open this up a little bit more so you can see. Okay, from there, we're just going to come down a little bit further. And what we're looking for here is registry. And you should see it inside here. So all we need to do here now, you can see it's ready. So let me just quickly double click on here so you can see it. So let's just double click on this one and click run. And this will automatically create a reg backup for us in there. So I'm also going to make some edits on here as well. So let me quickly open this up, go properties. Inside here, you'll see general triggers and a bunch of other things like actions, conditions, settings, and so on. So let's go to triggers here, and we need to create a new trigger. Let's click on new. Inside here, we can have this as on a schedule, leave that as is, but there is other options inside here as well, but we're going to leave that as is on a schedule. And we got it for one time. That's okay. We can go to weekly, daily, monthly, whatever it is you want to do here. So you can see here, reoccur every 1 week on a certain day. So if you want to do it on a Sunday, you can leave it on a Sunday or something like that. You can set your start date here, and also you can see the time here as well. And basically that's all set there. And if you want to set any other settings inside here, you'll be able to change this to whenever you like here. So you can set this up how you like. So you can see to repeat the task every so many hours, and also stop task when it runs longer than so on, expire and enable, and so on. So let me just click here. So you've got some of these options available here if you want to play with these settings. So we can repeat this task every 1 hour. And we also can stop task if it runs longer than so many days, if you want to do that, and expire. We're not going to have this expiring. We're going to have this running at all times here. But if you want to have it expire on a certain time, you can do. Okay, so let's just put the enable inside here. And that will be set and ready to go. Click OK. And once that's done, we can click OK again. And let me just quickly show you here now. Close that off. We don't need that anymore. And if we go back to our Regback folder in our C root directory, Windows, System 32 here, inside here, go back to config, and you should see Regback here, go into there, and we should now see some files in there, as you can see here. And these can be used to recover the system after a corrupt registry hive. Very, very useful for recovering the system, and this has saved me more than I care to remember as a PC tech. I've gone to someone's property and basically recovered their PC, but when they've had no other recovery options, and these files were in there, and I've recovered it back. So that is a really good, useful way of recovering that. Let me just show you how you do use that to recover, just in case you want to learn how to do that as well. I've shown you this before, but I wanted to add this all in one video for some recovery options for Windows 10. So let's restart our system. And what we're going to do here is get into choose an option here. Now, system restore environment can be accessed with recovery disk, Windows boot disk, flash drive, or even after 3 failed Windows startups attempts on Windows 10. And you can get to this location. Once you're here, click on your troubleshoot here. And again, you can now click on advanced options here. And it gives you a bunch of other options available. We want to go into command prompt because we will be using the command prompt to recover from Regback. Very simple and easy to do. So let me just go back here and let this load up. Should see a little command prompt window load up in a second. Just click continue here on the username. If you've got a password, put it in at this stage. Click continue. And you should now see the administrative command prompt box here. Now we can basically recover our registry using that Regback folder. So let me show you how you do this. Basically put in disk part here, and this will open up disk part. We need to find out what drive we're on here. So let's go to list volume, and this will basically give us the volume list here. This is the one that we're interested in, our C drive here. So sometimes the letter is changed, but in this case it's still C. So we can use that as our reference here. So just quickly exit out of here. We don't need to use this anymore. So now we've gone back to the major command prompt. So what we're going to do here is xcopy space C : Windows /system32 /config /regback, and then space C : Windows /system32 /config. And then basically what that will do is say, do you want to copy all those files over? We're going to say yes, and over they go. And basically that's it. We've just recovered our registry files from our Regback area to our main config area, which is now overwritten those. And if you had a problem or a corrupt registry hive, that would resolve the issue. Very simple and easy to do. Anyway, that is going to be about it for this video. Quite a few recovery options there for you in Windows 10. Hopefully one of those will help you out. A big special thanks to all those people who have joined my YouTube members group. They are up on the screen right now. Big thanks to those. I really do appreciate it. And I shall see you again for another video real soon. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Have a great day. And thanks again for your continual support and watching the videos. Give the video a thumbs up. Bye for now.